Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Let's talk about our sixth game of the 2025 season. On October 18th, we play Texas at home, the Texas Longhorns. We have a bye October 11th. So before this game, after the Georgia game, we get a bye, and then before this game. All right, guys, they're number one in the power rankings. They've been to the Final Four playoffs 2 years in a row. They're picked to go undefeated. They're picked. They got a big time. Much like we have a very expensive basketball roster, they have a very expensive football roster, and they are picked to win it all. Now, Arch Manning. Most people are picking him as the number one ranked quarterback in the SEC. I'm kind of going along with Steve Spurrier, who came out and said, how can the backup quarterback for Texas be the best quarterback in the league when he hadn't played? I mean, look, he very well may be the number one quarterback in the league, but how do you know he hadn't played? So, I don't understand why just automatically, I guess his name's Manning, and it's a sexy thing to say, and you get, views on your podcast if you say it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if he's the number one player. Maybe he'll stink. Maybe he'll be good. I don't know. Last year, their offense was ranked 22nd in the nation. They averaged 437 yards per game. They averaged 278 yards passing, 158 yards rushing, and 33 points a game. So, yeah, they made it to the championship game. Ohio State was just the better team. Look, they were just a little bit better. So this year, Texas added some people, and so we'll see how good they are. Okay, we will not be favored in that game, but you know what? We played them. The first half last year, we were in that game, even with Cutter Boley. And then the game just got away from us. Of course, you can't score. Our defense played well the first half, but you're not going to be out there the whole game and stop these guys. What are their weaknesses, you ask? Well, they lost 2 offensive linemen, a center, and a left tackle. They have 4 new starters on the offensive line that were backups. That will be 2 of the 4 offensive linemen backups will move up to starters. So they only have 1 returning starter on the offensive line. So that's growing pains right there is the word that they used on their podcast. I went and watched a couple of Texas previews just to see what everybody else is saying. Their offensive line might be a little questionable. So let's see what we can do. Another weakness: defensive line had a turnover. So they have 5 transfers and 3 high school recruits that are going to play on their defensive line. So once again, everybody's picking them number one. They're not going to lose a game. You got questionable defensive line and offensive line. And I'm not saying, look, they're backups and who they paid for. They might be are better than last year. I don't know. Linebacker will be the strength of the defense. That's what everyone is saying. They had a running back, C.J. Baxter. That's very good. He's coming off of an injury, and they need him because they don't have any great running backs. But this guy, evidently, they kept talking about how good he is. So they're supposed to get him back. Last year's game, guy. Well, let's real quick look at last year's game. Texas had 441 yards on us, 191 passing, 250 yards rushing. They just wore our defense down. I mean, we couldn't get off the field. They averaged 5.7 yards per play. They were 7 for 14 on third downs, and they had 29 first downs. So in the second half, we just wilted, and they just said, hey, we're just going to run the ball and hold it. We're ahead. They were ahead. It was 17-14. Then all of a sudden you look up, it's 31-17. So we had 232 total yards. So we only had half of what they had. 211 passing yards, 21 rushing yards, guys. 4.2 yards per play, 2 for 12 on third down. Awful. We only had 14 first downs. So we did not play well. We did in the first half, but then once we couldn't, they figured us out. They were like, hey, I know it's a young quarterback. I'm not blaming Cutter Boley. He did throw at least 1 touchdown to Josh Caddis. But look, I mean, you got to be able to line up. Like this year, we improved our offensive line. We have to run the ball. I mean, 21 yards rushing, you're not going to beat, a high school team. Come on. We have to run the ball, and it's at home. Hey, you know what, guys? You never know. They're number 1 ranked team. They got to lose sometime. It's a road game for them. So, glad we don't play them at home. We will not be favored, but you know what? Who cares? I mean, Don't do like last year with Georgia and punt the damn ball, Mark. Okay, come on, dude. If we got a chance to friggin' win, yeah. Hal Mummy that thing. Sometimes I miss Hal Mummy, guys, for all you old timers. A guy that would go for it on fourth down. Just if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But if we got a chance to get these guys, get them. I mean, go for it on fourth down. Go for it on 4th and 15. Whatever we got to do to get a win against these guys, because man, that would really be nice. Now, what's the chances of that happening? According to Vegas, not very much. All right, guys, we'll preview our next upcoming game. I couldn't preview Arch Manning because there's no film on him. Once again, he's the X factor. If he's great like they say he is, then I guess they'll win the national championship and he'll win the Heisman. But if he's not, they'll lose some games. And then somebody's going to be mad. Somebody's going to be mad at their coach. So the fan base. Once again, if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this video, please hit that subscribe button, guys. I appreciate you coming by, watching my preview on Texas. We'll preview all the rest of the games. If there's film on the quarterback from last year, like we played Diego Pavia, Louisville's got a really good quarterback, so I'm going to preview all the upcoming games after this. And if the quarterback played last year, we'll watch film before we preview the game. Once again, if you're new, I have a short section of my channel where I show shorts of past and present Kentucky football players and basketball. Once again, thanks for watching.